Hey there, nerds. Welcome back. Welcome to Alpha Nerds number 29. I can't believe we've done 29 of these motherfuckers, buddy.
Yep. Right.
Probably a little more, but we lost some episodes.
Almost to 30.
Yeah, almost to 30. I remember when I was almost 30. My body didn't hurt. My metabolism was good. You know, it's
I
great.
feel no different.
It'll start to settle in. Like today, I woke up. I went to the gym the last 3 days, like, get my workout in because I've been
Good for you.
dieting and working out. And then I
Nice.
woke up with a random Achilles injury that I sustained somehow. So it's like when I woke up, I got out of bed and went to go walk. And my body's like, no, walking hurts today.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I told you this. I was grappling one of my employees at work and I sweeped his leg so hard he came forward when he fell and his
Yeah.
body fell on my ankle and
Oh, no.
completely
Twisted it.
destroyed
Nice.
my ankle. I sprained and twisted it so bad. That was months ago. It's still not right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, you don't heal. You just, when you're in your 30s, just stop healing. Healing factor goes away.
Well, that was a bad one. That was I should have gone to the hospital for that one.
Nice. That
I
boy.
stood up and I almost passed out.
Yeah.
like,
Like, ow.
I'm like, this is a bad one. Yeah.
This is a bad John. Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So I just got done with dinner. And I will say, since I've gone back to like the low carb / ketogenic lifestyle, I've been really enjoying myself.
Good.
Really
I'm
enjoying
glad.
myself. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear. Are
Yeah.
you using the air fryer to cook like
Uh,
steaks and stuff?
yeah. Sometimes I do them on the stove when I'm feeling, a little bougie, but I'm pretty lazy, so I just do them in the air fryer.
Air fryer is pretty clutch for
You know,
cooking
there's a
meat
sect of
fast.
people who don't like or don't think it's right to do meat in an air fryer.
There's a sect of people for everything, Pedro. There's a
Yeah.
sect of weirdos for everything. There's a
Yeah.
sect of people who like animating dicks on women, for porn, and that's not okay. There's a sect
Yeah.
of people that like to dress up in furry costumes and fuck each other. That's not okay either.
Yeah. Ironically, we just had a conversation about this at work about who's acceptable to shame, and we came to the conclusion that furries, bronies, and pedophiles were okay to just shame at all times.
I am all for bullying and shaming. All right. I think we need to, the world started going to shit when we started trying to eliminate bullying,
Yeah.
bring back bullying. It existed for a reason in our society.
Yeah. See, for example, so to put a sports spin on this, the one Islander defenseman, Noah Dobson, he's on Twitter or X or whatever it is. No, bear with me here.
I'm listening.
So he had a bad game and got a bunch of really nasty tweets put at him, and he ended up blocking like almost like 50 to 60 people. Since that, he's been on like one of the craziest hot streaks where he's like third in the NHL in points. So the fan base believes we bullied him into talent.
Sports fans are fucking weird, Pedro.
I know, but it's funny.
Like the people that are jumping into the Bills pit did
Yeah.
you hear about this? They're like
No.
sacrificing themselves because people were people were falling into this pit for the new Bills stadium,
Yeah.
and every time someone would fall into the pit and get injured, the Bills were winning. So there was a sect
Yeah.
of people that believed that it would like people to do the same thing on the game day every day, like wear
Yeah.
the jersey or whatever.
Yeah.
They were believing that someone had to fall into the pit to make the Bills win.
That's actually amazing.
So they were like throwing people into the pit.
Yeah. Now, this is the same fan base. Like, if I wish I could take you to a Bills game because they like to go through tables. Like, it's like a rite of passage like someone has to go through a table before every game.
I
think it's
fucking hate
amazing.
football season with such a dying passion. I mute almost all my friends on social media because I get so tired of it. And I don't interact with people at work because they're all talking about football all night long. And I just go hang out in the break room
Yeah.
for a solid 5 months. So
Where did this deep-seated hatred of football come from?
because you motherfuckers don't shut the fuck up. That's where it came from. Hey, don't be annoying. There it is, dude.
I want to know what your Joker moment was. There had to have been a Joker moment.
There wasn't a Joker moment. It was like, wow, these people are fucking annoying me. So I'm not going to interact with them anymore during football season anyway.
Yeah. Now I get it. Sometimes football fans can be annoying. I get annoyed at football fans
Sometimes,
a lot. Yeah.
every time.
I don't know. I find myself in a lot of Twitter spats with football fans, but I enjoy the good Twitter dust up. I
Yeah.
do it, but yeah, sometimes it's gotten out of hand this season with the Swifties. Y'all are out of hand. I can't deal with y'all.
Are they? The Swifties are out of hand?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
Well, maybe the Swifties are just fucking acting like normal football fans act every year. Like, oh wow, we're really excited about this one thing. We like to talk about it. And the football fans like, no, we can only talk about our thing in our
Yeah.
space. Yeah, shut the
Well,
fuck up.
so every broadcast. It's every broadcast that involves the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my
There's like
god.
a Taylor Swift cam, and
Taylor
they're on
Swift's the
prime
most
time.
famous person in
I
that
get it.
stadium.
Listen, I get it. But they're sitting there like, oh, Taylor Swift, and then there's the Swifties like, oh, is Travis Kelce good enough for her? Let's spin zone. Is she good enough for Travis Kelce, the greatest tight end of all time? That's all I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
she good enough for the GOAT?
She's
That's all I'm saying.
probably the most famous person on earth right now.
Yeah, I would say that.
Travis Kelce can lick her fucking boots. He's just a football player.
Yeah, he might lick her boots. We don't know what they do in the bedroom.
Probably.
Would you lick her boots?
No, I don't think she's that attractive.
Not a boot licker. Okay, Seth confirmed. Not boot licking. I'm not in the boots. Not into it.
I'm a
Sorry.
boot grabber with that ankle pick. All right. And then, we throw into the Kurt Angle ankle lock.
So you're gonna ankle pick and angle lock Taylor Swift. All right, you heard it here first, folks.
Easy work.
If she comes with a bum ankle, you know what happened. All right. So enough of the chicanery. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes. What you been playing, buddy?
So I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake. Loved it. Had a blast of my time.
You weren't fucking with the Yuffie DLC, you were telling me.
So after I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake and reacquainted myself with that world and those characters, I was like, all right, time to jump into this Yuffie DLC. And dude, what the fuck is up with the difficulty in the Yuffie DLC? I was getting clapped in like the third fight over and over and over again. I'm like,
it's because Yuffie has no defense
against those two wolves. I was like,
oh yeah, dude, I got clapped there too. Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And what really pissed me off about that fight is those wolves have that like unblockable attack.
Yeah,
where like they lunge and then do the animation where they rip your throat out or whatever, and it takes away like all your health. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like every time. So that was really getting on my nerves. But also, until the last 10 minutes of that DLC, like almost nothing of significance happens. There's like really almost nothing of significance happens that entire DLC. So also a little weird they went with them invading Shinra Tower again.
Yeah, I thought that was strange too because like
I'm like, okay, so 2 people invaded Shinra Tower, and also they walked right in the front door.
Yeah, does Shinra just not have any security? Like,
apparently not.
Yeah, just come on in.
Yeah,
I don't know, Shinra Tower is a very strange place.
Now I will say, once I got further into the DLC, I really enjoyed the gameplay. Like, because once you start unlocking different abilities and stuff like that, then I started really enjoying the gameplay. Used pretty much the default weapon the entire time because it was just so good. Just the ability to switch elements and cast the different spells the entire time with Yuffie. I thought, once you started getting the groove of how she plays, especially once you got Son on, I thought that it played really well. And it's funny because Caitlin was watching me play and she's like, oh, I really like this Son on guy. And I'm like, yeah, he's gonna die. Like just knowing the Final Fantasy VII story, like he can't stick around,
Yeah, he's a dead man. Isn't that like his first appearance?
Yeah, I mean, but like he doesn't appear anywhere else in the Final Fantasy VII universe. So
now with the Final Fantasy VII universe, I feel like, did I miss something that I just don't quite understand? Wu Tai, like I don't get it.
What don't you get about it?
Like they're just this different country that they war with. Like I feel like I've never quite understood like Wu Tai and like what the issue is with them. Besides, like they're just
they didn't want Shinra to put their reactor on their land, so they started having a war with Shinra. So like, because Shinra's not a country; it's just like a giant company that pretty much runs. Pretty much just runs this giant sector of land. But they were trying to expand and put reactors in different parts of Gaia, and they got them all. And those are like all the different places you visit in Final Fantasy VII. And then in Wu Tai, they didn't want to put the reactor there, so they weren't going to let Shinra do it. And then they had a bunch of conflicts, and that's how the Wutai War broke out.
Now, you ever? I always stop to think like in context in the real world, like if we had some shit going on like this. So I'm like thinking of a company like Shinra, like, oh, we're the electric company, but we have like a first class elite soldier unit that defends things.
I mean, that's pretty close to how it actually works, though, right? I mean, like all these politicians are bought out by major businesses and like people. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much how it works out. Joe Biden's been trying to get us into wars his entire presidency. He's been dying to get public support to go into a conflict. It's constant, right? Like,
I don't know. I feel like our boy hits a loading screen every time he thinks. Like I don't know what's up
my
with
favorite
him.
thing was a picture that came out of him in the Situation Room with Iran, and they turned all the plaques for the cabinet members towards Joe Biden. So because apparently he can't remember their names.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh no, that's just it makes sense, because under pressure you want to remember people's names." And then people started replying with like the Situation Room pictures of all the previous presidents going back all the way to like 40 years, and they were all facing the right way.
Yeah.
So it was just a Biden thing.
It's almost like we need an age limit of like there's got to be a cap. Like you can't be this old before you come in office.
I think retirement age is the cap should be. You can't be a president past 65. Right?
Yeah,
like
I think so.
Because you're creating long-lasting choices that fucking you're not going to see the ramifications to.
You're not going to live long enough to see what the fuck you did. Like,
dude, this will be the third election in a row I'm not voting. If Biden gets the nomination, now I'll vote for RFK. If RFK gets the nomination, I'll vote for him. If it's Biden and Trump again, I'm not voting again.
Yeah, I can't fuck with Trump. I'm not a Trump guy. Not a Biden guy either, but yeah.
I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to vote for the lesser of two evils. That's not how the system was fucking designed.
No, right.
And it shouldn't just be a constant fucking who do we want to choose that's not as bad. How about you give me someone that's not fucking 96, right?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a real good starting point. Not being 96, that'd be awesome. Because like we sit there and watch guys like Mitch McConnell. Same thing. He hits a fucking loading screen. He's like,
yeah.
So I'm like, we're like,
that's the guy that's deciding our future, Pedro.
Yeah, like who's actually making decisions? That's my like. There's no way that guy's making decisions, right? Like, there's no fucking
the fucking people that are buying out the politicians are making decisions. That's what I'm telling you. We're pretty much Shinra already, right? Like we have the most powerful military force in the world that's bought out by the richest people in the world.
Okay, but then who's Sephiroth? Where's Sephiroth?
Me.
Oh, you're Sephiroth. Okay.
Yeah. I'm who they call for a last resort. Do you have trouble going back to play like Crisis Core, knowing what Shinra is and like how?
Yeah.
Because I have that trouble because there's no like really good characters in Final Fantasy VII, which I'm realizing. Because you're either part of the eco-terrorist group that's like literally blowing reactors up, right?
Yeah.
Or you're part of the evil corporate entity that's like trying to rule the world and performing like human experimentations and stuff. And there's no one on a good side except for like you could argue Wutai with like Yuffie, right? But even she's aligned with the eco-terrorists. So when I go back to play Crisis Core and I'm seeing like these characters that I used to love when I was younger,
and you're like these aren't good
Zach
people.
and Angeal and whatnot, I'm like, you're kind of just like fucking corporate assassins and mercenaries. I'm like, and I don't really fuck with that. So I'm really struggling with that to go because I beat Intergrade, right? And immediately jumped into Crisis Core Reunion. Yeah. And that is the problem that hit me. And I'm like, I'm not enjoying this the way I used to, where I just can't get behind Zach as a character now, knowing that he's like, and I know this is a fictional world, but I'm like, I don't know what changed where in my mind, I'm like, well, why the fuck is this guy who's trying to be a hero part of fucking soldier in Shinra? Like, it doesn't line up together. It doesn't fit Zach's character, you know?
Yeah. No, I think it's because when I was playing Crisis Core, I thought similar things. I'm like, these guys aren't really these aren't the good guys. Like, you're not a part of the good guys.
No.
You're just a guy. You're just a guy following orders at that point. And it's just like,
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
So do you still have like the voice acting turned off in Crisis Core, or
No, I'm
have you
just
come
dealing with it
around?
at this point. I'm just dealing with it.
There's
I will
one.
say,
Good.
I was just gonna say, I will say, the Crisis Core Reunion, such a good remaster, dude. Like they
Oh
put
god,
so
yeah,
much love and effort into that game, and goddamn, does it look good. Now it shows its bones all the time. You can like,
yes,
even though it looks gorgeous, like you can play it and still feel that this is an old mobile
yeah,
game. And there's only so much they could do without like completely remaking it, but they've
yeah,
done as much as they possibly can. I mean, that game is
yeah.
gorgeous.
Where the game kind of kicks you in the nuts with like, yeah, this is an old game, is the CG.
Yes, they didn't redo the
Ugh.
CG cutscenes.
Yeah, when I remember when I was like, ooh, this doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how
Now,
far into it are you?
not that far. I
Yeah.
um maybe chapter 3. I'm not
Okay.
far at all. We just got through Angeal's hometown. Have you ever beaten Crisis Core?
No, I'm on chapter 7. That's when I put it down.
The ending is phenomenal
Yeah,
in
I know what
Crisis Core.
happens. I've watched videos about it, but like I've never like played through it myself to
I
kind of
think
get more
I think
context.
Genesis is a really lame character.
He's kind
I
of
don't
corny.
under I don't understand him as a villain. I don't understand his motivation. I mean, I understand what his motivations are, but they don't make sense within the story.
No,
Um, so
he's just
I don't
quoting
know.
Loveless at all times. Loveless.
Yeah, he's fucking annoying. He's a nerd, dude. Fuck Genesis. There's a reason that like Sephiroth was the main villain and Genesis wasn't, right? Because like
Yeah.
Sephiroth is cool.
I have a feeling Genesis is going to come back. He's coming back.
Yeah, I mean they kind of have to, like, because even the original compilation, they left his story off on a cliffhanger at the end of Dirge of
Yeah.
Cerberus, which was like wild back then, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dirge of Cerberus, which that takes
Yeah,
balls. Like, oh yeah, let's leave a cliffhanger here.
yeah. So I want to know what the original plot was, but goddamn, dude, I am cocked up for Rebirth. I'm so ready,
Yeah,
so
you seem
ready.
pretty excited. That's good.
Yeah. Now, do we pull a yellow card on Square for dropping a book on us that's necessary for
Yeah,
the
that's a
story?
yellow card. That's a PP whack. That's no
Yeah.
good.
I
I
mean,
got to get the
that's
book now, but
yeah.
now I'm annoyed by
I
this.
mean, you don't have to have the physical version like me. That's pretty nerdy, but you could get like the Kindle version or something and read
Well,
it.
they're the same price, so I might as well get the fucking, like, when I looked for the Kindle version, I think it was like $16, just like the paperback or the hardcover. I'm like, well, I might as well get the fucking hardcover then.
I prefer reading on Kindles where I
I
think.
love reading on Kindle, but like
Yeah,
if my rule of thumb, if it's the same fucking price, I'll just get the physical book. Like, why not?
that makes sense.
Yeah, because then once I'm done with it, I could have it on my shelf, kind of like my Final Fantasy 15 book that was stolen. But we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, you know what happened.
Um,
Yeah, theft.
you're victim of a crime.
Yeah,
Um, but so yeah, so from what I understand, this book is all about like Aerith and Tifa and their relationship with each other,
yeah.
and apparently Zack comes up in the book,
Oh,
so you know, pretty important because
yeah.
yeah, I don't know, I don't want to spoil
Uh,
things for people that might listen,
yeah,
but yeah, pretty important. I can't wait to see what Rebirth does.
yeah. I'm excited for it.
Other than that, I started playing Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon.
Mm.
Um, pretty good so far. I just wish the game let me play it a little bit more. That's my biggest problem with it, right? Is that like, dude, I'm probably 4 hours in, and I bet 3 hours of that has been cutscenes. And I'm
Wow.
like, holy shit, dude! Like, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up once in a while. Like let's hurry this along because I don't remember Kiwami Zero or Kiwami Two
No, they
being
weren't
that
like
bad.
that. Mm-mm.
There's so much exposition in the beginning of this game, and I'm like, all right, Jesus fucking Christ, let's go, you know. But
Mm.
and
Now, how
it's
you
not
liking the
like
turn-based combat?
I like it. I think it's fun. I do miss the action based combat, but you know, they're we're still getting the action based combat. You know, we
Yes.
just got Gaiden earlier in this year, which I'm excited to play too.
Yeah, I
So
gotta get that. I'm like so slacking on Yakuza games. I gotta get the Ishin one that I've. I wanted for like literally 10 years. I've been like dying for this game to come out in the US, and it comes out, I just didn't buy it.
I don't know how this studio does it, dude. They're just pumping out games, dude.
Yeah.
Pumping them out. And
Hmm.
I wonder if this is the move to make in video gaming today, right? Like these games are not cutting edge as far as graphics goes.
Yeah.
They're good enough. They're
Yeah.
good enough looking where it's like presentable and
Hmm.
it's not they're not breaking the bank on animations or graphics. They're fun to
No.
play, and they just put a lot of care into them and they pack them with content. And I think that's the move to make. Like, why are we like, dude? I was like totally cool with graphics in the mid generation PS4 era, you
Yeah.
know, and
Graphics is fine. Yeah.
I was done with them. Like that was good enough for me. So for that, I see these game budgets going out of control to increase like the graphic fidelity of stuff, and I'm like, I'm not sure. I think this is diminishing returns. Like I think we were good a few years ago. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Yakuza 7. I'm liking the gameplay so far. I think it's really cool, turn based combat. Um, to be seen on the story so far. It's a rehash of Yakuza 1 or Kiwami. Like almost the exact same thing happens in Yakuza 7.
Good
So
old Ichiban.
that was kind of weird. But have you played it at all?
No, I literally. So I bought Yakuza Like a Dragon for like the launch edition because I was like, all right, we're gonna, because I heard that you'd get the free PS5 upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought it, and I'm staring at it on my shelf right now. It's still in the cellophane wrap.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a horrible habit of that.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. So I'm interested to play this, and then um, Infinite Wealth at some point. But
Yeah.
this is the year of JRPGs, and I don't
Mhm.
know if I'm gonna have time. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked you're sneaking in Like a Dragon right before Final Fantasy VII.
I needed a break. I
Yeah.
needed a little bit of a something to mix it up because I was talking to you about like Tekken last night, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I need something that's not Final Fantasy VII. Get in here and just start fucking trading some hands. But I think we agreed that Tekken wasn't the answer.
No, I mean it looks good. Like I played the demo. It's Tekken. Like to me, like I don't know if it's like revolutionary as Cog claims, but he's definitely a Tekken simp. No offense to Cog, but um, but yeah, no, I love a good fighting game. Nothing beats getting down on the sticks and trading some hands. But I don't know if that's your move right before Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. But I mean, like, what else was I gonna play? That's the
I,
thing.
you have a whole game shelf back there of what else you're gonna play. No, I don't want to hear that.
That's true.
Look at that game shelf. You can't say that. Should I? How about we check your Steam library? Would I be more ashamed of you or impressed?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's a lot of games in my Steam library that I've played for less than an hour.
Yeah,
So, I still have Trials of Mana installed. Time to uninstall that.
yeah. You hated that.
I fucking didn't despise my time with Trials of Mana.
How far
So,
did you get?
like like 2 or 3 hours, and I was just like, all right, this is lame, dude.
So you're not a mana guy.
I guess not. I don't know. It's Trials of Mana. Like I was under the impression that they were gonna have like very likable characters with
Who'd you?
typical.
Let me guess. You picked Duran first, didn't you?
Yeah,
Of fucking course you did.
he's the protagonist of the game. Like I know there's like
No, they're
multiple
all
ones, but
protagonists.
yeah, sure they are. But like he's the one in the middle and the front cover. Like come on, he's the one they built the game around. So it's like okay, I'm gonna choose him, and it was like really lame, and the dialogue was awful,
Cheesy.
super bad. I'm like, what the fuck was this written by a 5-year-old? I don't know. I don't know.
I liked Trials of Mana, but I liked it because of the gameplay. Like the story isn't anything to write home about, like by any stretch of the imagination. But I picked Hawkeye.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah,
He's like the rogue, right?
yeah. That's what I was like. Oh yeah, we gotta pick Hawkeye. And the story, like his story starts off like they're cooking with grease, where they're fucking like somebody like he's best buddies with a guy, and then that guy gets fucking bodied, and then shit goes down. Like Duran's story is just kind of dumb.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a Durant guy. Not a
It
fan.
was so like it wasn't necessarily like the story itself that was annoying me. It was the dialogue, and like just the really amateurish writing. I thought you can do like a really classic, you know, chosen one hero story. Like I think Dragon Quest 11 does it. There's
Mhm.
not a ton of exposition or dialogue there, but like the characters are likable and it's well written. I thought Trials of Mana, from what I played of it, I was like, this is almost unbearable how bad it is. So
Did it run like shit by any
no,
chance?
no, it didn't run like
Okay.
shit.
See, I
I
played
played
it
it
on
on
Switch.
PS5.
I played it on Switch, and I thought it ran kind of shitty
Why would you play it on fucking Switch, Pedro?
because that's what the system I decided was a good idea to buy it for at the time. Because it was like, oh, I can play this, portably. Like it's kind of a game that I don't really have to think.
Time to let go.
No, I have a stupid amount of Switch games. It's not time to let go. I got to get my
It
money's worth
is.
here.
No, you've already gotten your money's worth.
Of by
Time to
doing
let go.
nothing. I've beaten like 4 Switch games. I think it's maybe 5.
There's a reason. There's a reason. Hey, let it
No,
go.
no, I got to still play all the Xenoblade games. Can't do that.
No, see, I think that's a problem. Here's why.
Why?
I'm so sure that the new Switch is gonna be backwards compatible, and I would love to see the new Xenoblade games played on the new Switch, where they're not locked to fucking 480p. Sometimes, by the way, as low as 240p. Xenoblade 2
Yeah.
hits. Take it easy, all right? This isn't 1987. Let's take it easy.
Just this woefully underpowered fucking thing, man.
Yeah, disgusting. Which, how do you? I mean, no, go ahead. What have you been playing this week?
um, only one thing because I beat Legend of Nayuta and I went through like a weird. I don't know if you're like this. Whenever I beat a game, I feel like I just can't jump into something else right away. I don't know what it is. Like I don't know if it's
Sometimes,
fatigue, but
yeah. I mean, sometimes it can't. Like, you gotta let yourself decompress a little bit.
yeah,
Sometimes I can jump into something else if it's a different genre. If
yeah,
it's something completely different. But like, yeah, if I go from like JRPG to JRPG, that's pretty rough. It's like
yeah,
starting a new long term relationship after you went through a breakup immediately.
yeah. No, those work out great. Ask my ex. Anyway, um, so I beat Legend of Nayuta and I was like, all right. That was a bit of it wasn't a slog, but the end it did that tails thing or trails thing where
Mhm.
it's like it overstays its welcome a little bit.
Yeah.
So we got finished with that, and then I was like looking at my game shelf, and my eyes kept getting caught by The Witcher. I don't know why. I just kept every time I looked at the shelf, I just see Geralt with his fucking with his swords. I'm like, you know what? Pretty sure the PS5 upgrades out for Witcher 3. Let's check it out. So I put it in my system, download it. Um, weird glitch, or I don't know if it's a glitch that happened to me. I couldn't load my save from the last time I played The Witcher. So I don't know if there was I don't know, something weird happened where it just wouldn't show up, it wouldn't let me load a game. So I started a new game. And I will tell you, I was wrong on The Witcher. Yeah, I've been playing it every night just about since Sunday.
Dude, I was trying to tell you before, like once it clicks, it's very good. Once The
Yeah.
Witcher clicks, it's very good.
Well, it clicked, like it clicked. So, and what made it click was I had the option of playing on like the 60 frames mode, the performance mode,
Hmm.
which is nice. Like, but I don't remember The Witcher being on console being designed at 60 frames anyway. I remember it being more like 30 frames.
I'm pretty sure it was 30 frames. Yeah.
So, like, I played with the 30 frames mode with the ray tracing on, and like my TV has VRR and auto low latency, all that bullshit, which is nice. So it's like it was like a nice, smooth, solid, consistent rate. And this game looks fucking beautiful with the next gen update. Beautiful. I
You
would
know, look,
recommend. I recommend you check it out. Like on your OLED, it'll probably you won't have a dick because on my QLED TV, it looks fucking phenomenal, and especially with the ray tracing on, chef's kiss.
oh yeah.
But
So
there
what?
are
So what about the gameplay? Finally grabbed you.
I think it was just like the world and the storytelling and the writing
Mm.
where like just like the conversations like kept me interested. I things I liked were like I did the the Griffin thing where you kill the Griffin. I did my first Witcher contract where you gotta
Mm-hmm.
I had done it before. Like I basically played the first time I played it. I got to where I just did the Bloody Baron quest. Like so I got like not super
Bloody
far.
Baron stuff is there's such a good
Yeah.
payoff at the end of Bloody Baron.
Yeah, I remember it, and so I'm kind of at that same point where I'm like going to do the Bloody Baron quest. But the thing I didn't do this time is I had the option to install the DLC. I didn't do that because I felt like when I had like when I had the DLC installed the other time, there's all these fucking quests I couldn't do, and like this is overwhelming. This is
Yes.
messing up my my UI, so I didn't like that. Um, like I played Gwent for a while. I'm like, oh, Gwent's entertaining. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that.
So I actually have the complete Gwent decks,
Oh,
which is
sweet.
pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, see, my issue with this game though, there is one issue I have with it, and it's the same issue I had last time. Although this time I'm more tolerant of it because I'm enjoying the game. The combat is just like I don't know what it is. It's just like maybe like a touch, just not. It's like a touch too clunky for me. Like it's like slightly clunky. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's like unplayable. It's
Clunky, you
just
say? What?
I just
So tell me more. What about what do you mean clunky?
so maybe it's just me, but I feel like I feel like when Geralt swings his sword, it's just like maybe it's me. Like he's like a touch slow. Like it's like when I want him to swing the sword, and maybe it's just like the way the game is designed that sword legitimately has weight. So I'm just like not taking that into account.
Mm.
But I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's not precise enough where I want to dodge. I don't dodge right away. I feel like I just like he'll hesitate because of the animation. Like I don't know. It just feels like I don't have the control that I want.
Yeah, I can see that. Like it's definitely it's not a button masher. Like you got to plan out your attack. And
Yeah.
that's actually what I like most about The Witcher is what really like resonated with me was I'm running around like fucking medieval Batman, right? Like there's these monsters, and I don't know how you play the game because like, a lot of people when they get like the side quests, they just bore in, and they just like force their way through all the side quests and monsters and stuff. And that's like you can do that. It's fucking hard. You can play it like an action game like that. What I like to do is do all the research,
Yeah, that's what I do,
get
the
like
research.
like the journal entries, right? I'll get
Yeah,
my fucking oils. I'll prepare
yeah,
I mean, I would get a strategy coming. I know their weaknesses,
yeah,
what
that's what I
bombs
do,
to
I prep.
use, stuff like
Mhm.
that. And I find that extremely satisfying in The Witcher
Yeah,
3.
yeah,
There's some missions that are so fucking hard if you don't come in prepared. Um, but yeah, that's what I resonate most with The Witcher is like, and also like some of the spell combinations that you can do are so fun if you upgrade certain paths.
mhm,
I find that extremely satisfying as well. But yeah, I can definitely see what you're talking about. It's not a quick reaction like action game. It's
yeah.
not like Neo or Devil May Cry or something like that. It's definitely more of a step towards the Dark Souls territory. It's
Yeah,
not
that's kinda
there.
yeah,
It's
but,
not
like,
there, but it's
yeah, I agree
closer.
with
You
that.
know?
And
Yeah.
sometimes it can get me a little frustrated because, like, it just takes getting used to, but, I would say that's, like, a minor gripe I have with the game, like, once I got
Hmm.
used to it, then I was having a blast with it. I find it super relaxing to play, and
Oh
that
yeah.
and what I find myself doing instead of, like I don't really fast travel much, because I like to just observe the world and kinda 'cause like I said, I have the ray tracing mode on, and I'm just like, "This game is so fucking beautiful." Especially when, like,
Oh
the
yeah.
sunsets hit. Yeah, like, I'm like, "Wow." I'm, like, blown away by it, so I'm always just, like, taking in the landscape and then just seeing what I discover, so, um, I'm really enjoying my time with the game. I'm a little sad that I'm gonna have to put it down at some point here shortly because I gotta go finish Crisis Core, but
Kind of unfinished business.
yeah, so I'm probably gonna get back to it after I finish, like, Crisis Core, the Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Hmm.
or the Rebirth or whatever, so but I'm definitely liking what I've played so far. The other thing I didn't like, and maybe this is again just a me thing, but once you get to the castle in when you meet up with Yennefer, it's like the prologue area, so I don't really think this is
Hmm.
spoilers at this point. Um, you get to the castle and this guy just starts asking you a series of questions,
Hmm.
and I get it, like it maybe I don't know, because like The Witcher 3 is the only Witcher game on any kind of Sony console, right?
Yes.
Like Witcher 2 never. So like I don't know where you would have gotten that lore unless you like read the books or somehow played Witcher 2, then for some reason bought a PS4 for Witcher 3. Like,
Well, so you chose the wrong um option when you started the game. Is
what
what
do you-
happened, because like you can choose the option to simulate the Witcher 2 file.
yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, you if you didn't do that, then it would have given you like a default set of options, and you wouldn't have had to go through that asking questions. That's what that was. So like those questions pertain to what you did in The Witcher 2 because they didn't have a way to transfer into The Witcher 3
Uh,
like they did like Mass Effect.
yeah.
So because of that, they had to add that option in with all the major choices you made in The Witcher 2.
Mhm.
So I can, if you chose that wrong option, like that makes sense why you'd be like super fucking confused.
Well, then why would they tell you to do that? Because like it leaves you definitely confused. Like, he asks you some shit, you're like, oh fuck, yeah, sure, this guy did this or this guy did that. Like I don't fucking know.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's so like yeah. When you start a new save file, it asks you simulate Witcher 2 save, yes or no.
yeah,
And if you choose to simulate it, then like, or maybe if you choose not to simulate it, I think if
I
you
chose
choose
to.
not to simulate it, I don't know.
Yeah, I chose to simulate it because I thought that would make the most sense. Like I don't have a Witcher 2 save, so yeah, just simulate it. Like,
Yeah. So if you'd have wanted to choose the other option because then it would have just given you like a basic set of like with the most probably the most canon choice for all the things in Witcher 2. I don't know what the exact choices they give you
yeah,
are, but it's the standard one instead of
mhm.
like whatever.
Yeah, and I've been told that happens a couple more times in the game where like they'll refer they'll
Oh, yeah,
refer
I
to
mean
stuff.
they'll call back references, but nothing
Yeah,
like that where you're like they're like asking you what you did in previous games. That's the only time
okay.
in the game they do that.
Am I guess I'm like mad at myself that I missed out on this series this long. Like
Yeah, I mean,
because Witcher 2 was nowhere on my radar, and it sucks because I had a 360 for a fucking minute and just never this.
Witcher 2 is great, and Witcher 2 was like the gold standard for graphics for a long time.
Yeah.
And what I really loved about CD Projekt Red was they supported those games for years, just like they're doing for The Witcher 3. Like they just kept giving you quality of life improvements, patches, extra content constantly for Witcher
Yeah.
1 and 2. And that's what made me a big fan of them. And The Witcher 3 came out and I was beating the drum on the series trying to get as many people as I could to play Witcher 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I still to this day say like you can skip Witcher 1. It really doesn't have any impact. Witcher 2 has a lot more impact on the
Yeah.
story. Witcher 1's kind of just like its own isolated
Mhm.
events. Um Shawnee is a love interest that shows up in Hearts of Stone, though, the DLC,
Mhm.
and that takes place in the middle of the Witcher 3 campaign. She's from Witcher 1.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. So I just feel like I'm gonna probably have to do some YouTube sleuthing to kind of get myself up to speed as far. But I'm afraid I might get shit spoiled for me too in like 3 because like you know how some of the YouTubers are where they'll fucking just
I
go in
I
there and spoil the
I
fuck
feel
out of
like I
something.
remember The Witcher 3 having like a really good journal for stuff like that too, though.
Maybe I
So
have to check
maybe
that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I love the world. Because and what really made me want to come back to The Witcher was like how much I loved Cyberpunk and really got to experience like fixed Cyberpunk. Let me preface that.
Right, right.
Um, how I got to experience like true CD Project Red quality. I'm like, okay, I love this. I love the quality of this. I love the way the game is written, and I will without a doubt say like I think Witcher 3 is written way better than Cyberpunk, which is crazy to me. Like I just think that the writing's like immediately just better.
I didn't think Cyberpunk was written too well. I just thought the world was cool.
Yeah, and I thought the Cyberpunk like I don't know. I did like all the side quests and did every piece of content you could. I got still got to play Phantom Liberty, but I don't know. I really enjoyed my time with Cyberpunk, but like just like I said, enjoying that CD Project Red quality, and then getting like what their peak was now, like getting to kind of
Mhm.
experience like what prime CD Project was. I'm really enjoying it. So that's really the only thing I've been playing because, like I said, I was on a just a nice break from gaming, a little break, little breaky poo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little tip for you: invest into Quen. The ability Quen's a spell. It gives you like a shield. Saved my
Yeah, I
ass
love
a
that.
lot. Yeah, saved my ass a lot.
Yeah. Oh, last observation, and I always like. I mean, and I know I'm probably not supposed to have this reaction, but I love the Wild Hunt. I think they're fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
My thing that I love about them is they just roll up on you. There's like they just pull up
yeah,
out of nowhere. Like, what's up? We're here. What's going on?
yeah. They're and they all have sweet ass armor,
Yeah.
and throughout the game, you're just knocking them down one by one.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about that, right? And
Yeah.
they seem to show up kind of out of nowhere until the
Yeah, they
very
just roll up
until
on a motherfucker. Like,
until the very final battle, but they kind of show up out of nowhere, and you're like, oh fuck, because tell you what, they are not
they
easy
hit
boss
hard.
fights.
Yeah, no,
Oh
they
yeah,
they they, they don't fuck around.
they smack
Yeah.
you around.
Yeah, but I just think it's so fucking funny that like, oh, you thought shit was sweet? Here's the Wild Hunt, motherfucker. What's up? They
Yeah,
catch people. They catch people slipping every time.
yeah, and their flying ship, love it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, shout out to The Witcher 3. Not that it needs it, but yeah, shout out to The Witcher 3. All right, so let's get into the main topic of the show. 40 minutes in, look at us. Did you watch any of that State of Play?
I watched pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah. So what are your overall thoughts?
I thought it was good. I don't know, like I see a lot of complaints about it, but it's a state of play. It's not a showcase.
Well,
There
yeah,
hasn't been a big, huge like blowout state of play since the very first one. They've all been
correct.
like little things. I thought this
Yeah,
was probably the best one since the first one. Um, with a highlight for me being Dragon's Dogma 2 and that um Legendary Tales VR game I thought was super
that
dope.
looked good, dude.
Yeah, that looked so cool. I was all about that. But yeah, I mean, the benefit to watching it after it came out was like when Foam Stars came out, I just YouTube
Skip
skipped through Foam Stars. Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
I
I
was I
really
was all
wish
about
we'd
that.
stop getting those, like, I don't know. You ever wonder, like, if when they put the stuff into, like, those trailers for State of Play, like, this is the thing nobody's gonna give a fuck about, or, like, I don't
I don't
know,
know.
like, they have to know, like, most
I can't
gamers,
wait
like,
for Foam Stars to fucking die.
yeah. Like, I I feel like we have this, like, wave of, like, everything needs to be, like, a service or a fucking hero type game, like, remember I just don't know where that craze came from.
Video games follow trends, man. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
I hate that trend. I can't wait for that trend to fucking die, dude, like,
Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm looking through all the games now. Helldivers 2 looks so good,
yeah,
Pedro.
it
I
looks
think we
pretty
got to
good.
get in there. I think we got to get in on
I
Helldivers
like
2.
I love the first Helldivers.
I never played it. Judas is phenomenal looking,
Yeah.
and then we get Rise of the Ronin, right?
Now,
Awesome.
I mm,
What
I
you're
gotta
not on that?
I'm trepidatious because of who the developer is.
Why?
Just I don't know, like, they're known for Muso games. So it's like, I I I I I wanna I wish there would be a demo for it that I could just check out the gameplay, see how it feels. Because like, I just don't want it to be like, that Tecmo or Koei Tecmo fucking nonsense.
Mm,
That's just I'm trepidatious.
Koi
And
Tecmo nonsense. I'm not
you know
sure
what
I
I'm talking about.
understand. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, like, I don't know. I just don't want it to feel like a Musou game. I just don't want to. I just don't want it to feel
Oh
like a
well,
Musou
did you
game.
watch?
And
I mean,
I
you
watched
watched
the
the
trailer.
gameplay. Okay.
Yeah, I just I don't know. Like, that's one developer I don't. They're like slightly above Cyber Connect for me. I'm like, I don't know if I like you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then they showed off Silent Hill the short message.
yeah. I downloaded that and I'm gonna play that tonight after the show. I can't wait.
I don't know that I fuck with this. So like I'm not a big Silent Hill fan, but it seems like they're taking the original narrative of Silent Hill, kind
Yeah,
of twisting it to a modern day setting,
yeah.
and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. Do we need like I don't know. I'm not crazy about it.
So you're not. So you think it's woke Silent Hill?
I don't know that it's woke. I just think it's like, hey, what if Silent Hill was about cyberbullying? And I'm
I think
like,
it's
all
an interesting
right,
topic.
all
I
right.
like. I also think like this is I very much got PT vibes from the short message.
Yeah, that's what it seems
So
like.
now people were mad about that, like, oh fucking they ripped off PT. Like, what the fuck do you expect them to do? Like, come on.
How can they
Everyone
rip
loves
off?
like
How can
something
they
that
rip
they
off their own thing?
but I have zero problem with them taking something that like was a black eye for them and an L and like using that blueprint to make something cool that they put out for free. Like, think about it. We're talking about Konami like doing cool shit again.
Yeah,
So it's like, leave Konami alone, people. Like, unless they fuck up Metal Gear, then all bets are off. But I don't think they're gonna fuck it up. I actually think Metal Gear Solid 3, the remake or whatever, is gonna be pretty good. Because I think there's just too many fans of Metal Gear to fuck that up. To be honest,
yeah.
like
I mean,
I think you can get a Metal Gear right without Kojima. I'll be honest with you.
yeah, you definitely can, considering he's not the only writer of the Metal
Correct.
Gear
Yeah.
series.
Like, so I think they'll be fine. But yeah, what do you think about the Silent Hill 2 remake?
I did they remake Silent Hill 1?
No.
That's what I thought. I was like watching that and I'm like, damn, this looks like Silent Hill 2. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, well, they had to have done Silent Hill 1 at some point.
Nobody
And
talks
then
about Silent Hill 1.
and then I was like, I don't remember them remaking Silent Hill 1. And I thought about it for
No.
like a good 30 minutes before I went into work yesterday. But yeah, whatever. I guess they're just gonna start with the second one.
Now, how do you feel about like? Do you think we're just getting slapped with remakes a lot lately?
Yeah, I do, because they're shoe-ins. They're easy money. And the video game industry is extremely corporatized now. That's all it is. Like it's what happens, right? Like you join a cool job, you get a cool job, and the bigger that job gets with the company, the more corporate it gets, and corporate like it always ruins everything.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're just talking about like more and more profits, more and more profits. It's like, okay, well, we're
Yeah.
not going to risk it on an original idea. Everyone loves Silent Hill 2. Let's remake Silent Hill 2 because it's going to sell to all those nostalgic people, and we're probably going to get some new people in the series as well. So,
Yeah. So we're the problem. It's us. We're the problem.
yeah, I don't like Silent Hill though. So I thought it looked cool.
I'm I'm not a big Silent Hill guy either. Like, I'm not like, I don't know. I was always more of a Resident Evil guy, but
And then we got Sonic Generations with Shadow DLC,
Cross Shadow, yeah.
which all Sonic games are fucking terrible, but
I'm gonna fucking throw this to. Anyway, go ahead.
moving on to a good looking game, Stellar Blade looks
Yeah, that looked
phenomenal.
interesting. That looked
Dude,
interesting.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
got
Like, I don't
did you get
understand.
near vibe from that a little bit.
Yeah, I can see how it would be inspired by Nier.
Yeah, a little bit of near vibes.
I don't
Shout out
understand.
to
I don't
Nier.
understand what people are bitching about, dude.
What
What
well what were the complaints you were seeing? I didn't see any
this
complaints.
that this was a bad state of play because it was all
Uh,
about there was no first party here, and I'm like,
what?
yeah, I'm like, no, this was like
Yeah.
this was like a phenomenal state of play.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'd see my thoughts on the show. I really liked it. I was a little upset with myself that I watched the end because like we'll get to that, but overall, like there was more things that had me excited than more things I didn't give a fuck about. Like obviously, like the stupid fucking foam world or the hell that was, I didn't care about.
Dude,
But
Judas looks so good.
Judas looks so good, dude. I'm like so sad we're not getting it this year. I'm like, oh, I was like, oh shit, please be this year, please be this year. I knew there was no fucking chance, but I was like just hoping.
I I think like it's safe to say that this is just BioShock 4, right? I mean, like let's
Yeah.
just
Oh my
call it
god.
what
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Let's call a
That's
spade a
why.
spade, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm okay with that though.
Yeah, me too.
I'm okay with a world of like a spiritual Bioshock 4. Yeah, give me that. I'll
Oh,
take
and
that.
the other thing, I wanted to bring up Dragon's Dogma 2, dude. I am so in. Like I told you, I'm all up in those guts, dude. I am so in on Dragon. Did you play the
I
first one?
thought yeah, I loved the first one. I didn't beat it, but I played it. It
Dude,
was
this
so
game
good.
looks so good, man. So good.
Mhm.
I cannot wait. And it's so close now. And unfortunately, I don't think I have time to play it right away. But holy shit, does this look like a phenomenal RPG? Just
Yeah.
flying through the air. I'm watching the trailer right now, just flying through the air and like stabbing
Mhm.
this dragon with the
Yeah.
spear. And
I remember
oh
the
my
first
god,
Dragon's Dogma, like just I bought it on a whim because like you know me, I for some reason have this like weird issue with high fantasy games. Like I don't know what it is.
I did not know this about you.
What
I would not have known that about you ever had you not told me.
really? Well,
What are you
think about how many
talking
times.
about?
Think about how many times like I didn't like Skyrim. I didn't really fuck with The Witcher. Like I didn't like you don't really see me into that type of stuff much. I don't know what it is. Like because I love Game of Thrones. I love Lord of the Rings. Like I don't know. It's this weird mental block I get
I think
with when I play game.
you mean low fantasy, I think. High fantasy is like Kingdoms of Amalur and Fable, and it's like the more fanatical and like magic based it gets is it more.
Yeah, so I'll classify if it's got like orcs and dragons, I consider it high fantasy. I don't know, but anyway, fantasy type games. I don't really know how else to word it for myself, but I just for some reason struggle to get into them. But I bought Dragon's Dogma on a whim. I just bought it. I'm like, all right, I'll fucking check this out, and like, I fucking loved it.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
And like one of my favorite things, like I was fighting a griffin one time, and like I almost killed it and went to go fly off, and I went to fucking running and grabbed it, and fucking it took me in the air,
Oh
and I
yeah.
was stabbing it, and then like when I killed it, it fell to the ground, and I died because I died from fall damage. But I'm like,
Dude,
this is awesome.
that Dragon's Dogma is so punishing. That game
Yeah,
is like it was like a Dark Souls game before it was a trend. Like
yeah. Mm-hmm.
there's so much like one of the first quests you get in that game is to take out like this goblin encampment,
Oh
and
yeah,
it
dude,
is
so
such
hard.
a bitch to get that done. It's so annoying, dude.
Like, oh, you're out here in the dark with no lamp. Oh,
There's a griffin. It's terrible, but so good. That game is so good, man. Had a blast playing Dragon's Dogma. Cannot wait for
yeah.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Did you play Dark Arisen at all?
No, I never got around to it.
Neither did I, and I've never heard anyone like give an opinion on it. Like people just don't talk about Dark Arisen at all.
It came out like way after Dragon's Dogma. And I think people were
Yeah,
just
over it.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, all right. So, Death Stranding 2. I know you're not a Death Stranding guy. But I do remember one of the last times we were watching Kind of Funny. Death Stranding was the game they were talking about. That I think it was Tim Geddes. I think it was Tim Geddes said games don't have to be fun to be good.
Yeah. Tim Geddes is just a hype man. He'll say anything about.
Yeah.
He'll say anything to defend like his shitty opinions. So
Yeah, but yeah, that's one of my first Death Stranding memories. I remember like my reaction and your reaction were like
that
what
was
the fuck did he just say?
that was like a big deal when Death Stranding came out. Like
Yeah.
a ton of journalists were saying like games don't need to be fun. That wasn't
Yeah,
just
it was
Tim Geddes,
weird.
dude. There was
Yeah.
all kinds of people. Fucking no, shut up.
Yeah.
These
Yeah,
pretentious
so
fucks.
I agree because my opinion on Death Stranding, it's still my favorite PS4 game. I loved Death Stranding, but I will say like I get it's not for everybody. Like I could understand why somebody wouldn't like just the way the game's structured. Like I 100% will if someone has that opinion. I'm
Dude,
with
like,
you.
what do you like about the game?
So I love the story, the world, the characters. That's just for me. That's I don't know. They had that classic Kojima style to it and this game came out like right before COVID. So it just that I don't know, maybe it was just the time I played it, but like I had Metal Gear Solid 2 vibes where like it was talking about shit that was like really going on, almost like he predicted that motherfucker, like which is weird. But some of the characters were just so memorable, like Higgs and Die Hard Man and um Amelie, and even Norman Reedus did a really good job in there. Guillermo del Toro in it, Mads Mikkelsen. Like it's like it's like a game, but like kind of a movie. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. I like I said, I get why people don't like it or wouldn't like it, but for me, like you know how I'm a big Kojima fan, and if you remember correctly, which PS4 do I have? Come on,
I don't know.
buddy. It was sat in the living room for months.
Is it the Death Stranding PS4?
I bought the Death Stranding PS4 Pro. That was when Daddy
That was a
jumped in.
fucking mistake.
No, it wasn't. I love my PS4 Pro.
Fuck Kojima. He's a fucking loser.
Anyway, it's okay to have your opinions, buddy. It's okay.
I know, and that is my opinion on Kojima. The pretentious fuck.
So I saw the trailer for Death Stranding 2, and while it excited me, it also disappointed me because it spoiled some shit. And I was like, fuck. Like, so when I saw Troy Baker's character, like, Higgs is still alive, I was like, damn, I thought he fucking died. That's kind of some shit that went down in the first one. Spoilers, but, like, so shit, like, seeing shit like that, I was like, mm. So that leads me to the next two things that are on the show notes, because I wanted this to be a bit of an organic discussion regarding trailers, and then we'll touch back onto the Kojima stuff. Do you feel like trailers these days reveal too much? Like
Yeah,
you can fucking
yeah,
spoil the fuck out of a game with trailers.
yeah. The worst offender of this is Square Enix,
Yeah,
one
yeah. I'm
hundred
not watching
percent.
that Rebirth direct. We're out on. Like we ain't
Yeah,
watching.
I haven't watched anything of Rebirth. Nothing.
No, and
I saw like some screenshots scroll through my feed of like the gold saucer, and that was
I
I was
didn't
like, oh,
see that. Nope.
yep.
I saw that once it was announced. I was like, okay, nope, no need to see this. Because like part of me like I'm so conflicted because I love trailers. Nothing gets me more hyped than a fucking trailer for a game that like I really want. I'm really excited about,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Like it's so tempting because like even with 16, remember like we were on media blackout of 16 for the longest time. Like we were just in. But like I did take a time to watch the first gameplay trailer when that first gameplay trailer came out just to see,
Hmm.
and I regretted it because I'm like fuck, like why didn't I just? So it's just like I don't know what's the sweet spot with a trailer like anymore.
I I don't know what the sweet spot is. I mean, I would have to prepare for an answer like that, but I think Final Fantasy 16. Like, I know we just called out Square Enix for being the worst at it because they historically have been the worst at it. I mean, they literally spoiled the entire game of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Uh-huh.
Like almost the entire game except for the last 5%.
Yeah, didn't they show every world?
Yeah, like they showed like fucking everything about that game.
Yeah,
Um, and Sony also did this with Spider-Man, the first one. They fucking
yeah,
like
they
I
showed
feel
the
like I didn't
shit
even
out
need
of
to
that
play the
game.
game, dude. They
Yeah,
showed everything. So that's right when like they're on Spider-Man and Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I was like, yeah, for games that I'm like really all in on, no more trailers. So I'm kind of sticking to my guns about that. But back to my original point with Final Fantasy 16. Now, I didn't watch much of the promotional material, but from that first trailer and the demo, I felt like they did a really good job giving you just enough.
mm.
Maybe I should go back and watch the trailers for Final Fantasy 16, but from my understanding is like they didn't spoil a whole lot. There was still a lot of surprises. People didn't go in knowing too much. And
Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job with promotion for 16.
So for
So
16 though, they had those gameplay like videos that were like maybe I forget maybe they were, one of them might have been 20 minutes long, and I feel like shit like that where that was hard to not watch because like you want to see what the gameplay looks like, but then I don't know when's the last time either of us just were in on a game, saw completely nothing, no gameplay, and just had our natural reactions. I feel like with some of these trailers that are coming out now, like going in like what to expect, and it kind of ruins that. Like I don't know, it just ruins that experience. Like remember when you like when we were kids, you just discovered a new RPG, had no idea what it played like.
mhm.
I mean, obviously it's rolling the dice because you don't want to take any L's, but I just want to get, I want to try for one. Maybe I'll try it for the rest of this year. Just once I see an announcement, I'm just in. But I feel like I have to watch at least one gameplay trailer because again, you don't want to take that L. Not at $70.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I don't fuck with CG trailers. They're just CG. Like you
No, I
gotta
don't
show me
like.
some sort
Don't
of
show me.
gameplay.
Yeah, don't show me a CG trailer. That's like a
Yeah.
number one fucking pet peeve of mine. Yeah, don't show me a CG trailer. Because do you remember how like famously like the Killzone trailer from back in the day, like the one that was like they claimed was real gameplay but was very clearly CG.
Oh yeah. That was a bit pretty common. That was a pretty common
So
occurrence back in the day.
yeah, so I think we've come a long way, but don't you think it's weird now where like a game announcement comes out and it's all CG? You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What are you
I don't
doing?
know. But I don't remember the original point that we were talking about.
Our
Our
trailers
trailers,
revealing too
yeah,
much.
our
Yeah,
trailers are showing too much. Yeah, they are.
yeah.
I think that's clear. You know.
You know, speaking of trailers, you know what you used to do that I always thought was fucking cool. When we were at working at Elite Games, you would have like the sizzle reels you edited yourself.
Oh yeah, I put a lot of fucking work into that,
Those were
and no one
so fucking
appreciated
good.
it.
I loved them. I used to play them on loop all the fucking time.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I appreciate that you liked them. Our fucking boss should have liked them because I spent hours editing all these game trailers together to play
Yeah,
on the TV.
hours of fucking free labor, those motherfuckers.
Fuck those guys.
You know what I remember specifically out of that? The
But
Watch Dogs trailer. I was like so in on Watch Dogs of like
oh yeah,
what
dude.
it looked like in trailer, and it like wasn't even close.
Oh yeah.
Like these motherfuckers scaled that fucker on PC. They're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah. They had like two Titans firewired together, just like running like modern day graphics. Yeah, Watch Dogs. Yeah. Watch Dogs was a huge L, and Ubisoft stuck with Watch Dogs forever too.
yeah,
And I feel like
dude.
they
I
finally
fucking
let go, but holy shit, they just wouldn't let
yeah.
go.
That was one of, again, that was a trailer. I was so in on Watch Dogs, and then when I got it launched, like when it launched, I'm like, oh, this isn't what. Yeah, that was a hurt piece. I'm trying to think of one other game that hurt me. Thief. That was the other one.
I never played it. I always wanted
Oh,
to.
dude,
It looks
that
really
one.
cool.
Yeah. The trailer was like, oh, this looks so good. I can't wait. It's like the first major game coming from fucking for PS4 and other systems, and fucking Square's publishing it. I was so in. I remember when I played it, I'm like, oh, this game's a piece of shit. So what the hell was that?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm like, we have an intruder over here? So yeah, I just remember that. But so again, now we're tying it back to the end of that state of play. Did you happen to catch the announcement at the end?
I don't remember exactly what it was.
So Herman Holst was like, with Kojima on set, was like, oh, we're announcing he's gonna make another espionage game. So I think he's gonna make something in the ilk or same kind of idea of like, it's, they said an espionage game. My thing was like, okay, they're gonna make another Metal Gear type game or something along those lines. And I got excited at first. I was like, oh, cool. And then they're like, yeah, it's gonna be a movie and a game. I was like, ooh, this might be the one. This might be the one that either it makes Kojima like a fucking legend, like fucking legend, or it's the one where I see you laughing at the fucking reactions of like when it's getting like 50s on Metacritic. Because
I was laughing at the reactions of Death Stranding, dude. People
no, but I think
fucking
this
hate
one,
that game.
but people love it too, though. Like,
Yeah, you know who loves it? People like you. Nostalgia, fucking copium sniffing farts. Dude, people have been riding on nostalgia with Kojima for years. He released Metal Gear Solid 5 unfinished. Unfinished. Last
yeah,
chapter of the game's not done. And we're all
correct.
just like, yeah, Kojima. Let me tell you that the fucking
Hold on. I wasn't saying that because I didn't like Metal Gear Solid 5.
listen. Let me tell you the extent of Kojima's writing for the last 2 decades. You ready for this? Just what if he was a clone, right? And then the Death Stranding comes out and he's like, what if they're all dead?
Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy's a fucking genius. No, you know what he made? Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and they were slobber knockers. And then he started sniffing his own farts, right? And got in a personality contest with Konami. Which, by the way, does Konami have any other issues with their employees? I don't think so.
Oh,
Do
They
they?
gave Igarashi the boot too.
And what has he done recently?
Bloodstained rules. What are you talking about?
That's it. That's all he's made in the last, what, 10 years?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Get real, Pedro.
So anyway, I love these Kojima tangents to go on because they're just so comical. But anyway,
He put his own name on the box. There's like
he's been
5
doing it for
writers about.
years,
There's like 5 writers on Metal Gear Solid 4.
and they get credits, but he's the man. All right?
Sure. He's the fucking man.
So I'm like I said, I'm concerned for this because he's making that OD game on Xbox, which when I saw Jordan Peele was involved, I immediately was like, I'm not a Jordan Peele guy. So I'm like, I don't know about this one.
I forgot about that.
So that game's weird to me. I don't know what's going to happen with that game. And then he's making this where it's going to be a movie and a game at the same time. And famously, people I've noticed do not react well to live action shit in games. Like,
yeah, why? We don't need it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't know, Hideo. This one might be the one that's like, that might be the fat fucking L. That might be it.
I don't know. I skipped through all the Death Stranding 2 stuff, so like I barely caught the end of this announcement. Was the wording it's a movie and a game, or was it like
it was a movie and a game? And then when he zoomed out, you see like they were on set at Columbia Pictures. So
my dog.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, man. We're after Death Stranding 2, like I feel like that's a regular game. This OD, and then what he's doing, whatever the fuck is going to be his new game that we'll see when we're 40. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Kojima's all in on like dumb shit. Like, let's not forget that this cokehead was gonna fucking install an app on your phone where that monster from Silent Hills was going to fucking like harass you throughout the day on your phone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because he's a fucking lunatic, Pedro. All right.
Well, you know what the other weird thing is? What was with the obsession with Norman Reedus?
Yeah, I don't know. He's a lunatic. And Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I thought it was so weird. I mean, well, Guillermo del Toro would make sense for a horror game. Like, that would make sense.
Sure.
But Norman Reedus, I was like, he's... No offense to Norman Reedus. Like, I don't consider him, like, a fucking top-tier actor by any stretch of the imagination. He kind of just plays, like, the same character.
He's probably a Walking Dead fan or something.
More than likely. But, yeah, the Norman Reedus thing was weird. And like I said, I like Kojima games, but, like, I don't think they're all good. Like, I don't like Zone of the Enders. I don't fuck with that. Zone of the Enders is trash to me.
Zone of the Enders was better than Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5.
That's wrong. Unequivocally, we're just gonna move on. And like, I didn't like Metal Gear Solid 5 because it wasn't finished, and that bothers me.
No one cares though. People just let him slide. Hey, buddy, you made Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. Come on back. Give us some more nonsense. Oh, also, you made Death Stranding, a game that doesn't even make any fucking sense. Come on back. It
makes total sense if he'd play it.
Oh my god.
But
without wasting my time playing fucking Norman Reedus' backpack.
This guy, I can't. I sometimes when you're just on the wrong side of history, buddy.
But I want to hear it from you. You were a John Jones fan.
Yeah, until he did what he did. And then sometimes, sometimes listen, there are people that were Jonathan Majors fans, all right? It happens. It happens. Or look at all these Conor McGregor fans. What happened, buddy?
I still kind of like Conor. He's just.
Are you excited for him in Roadhouse?
I did hear he's in Roadhouse now. I don't see him as an actor. What saddens me about Conor McGregor was that he was really a truly standout athlete.
Yeah, it's great.
Wasted his prime. I really don't think we even ever saw Conor in his prime in MMA. Like,
not really, no.
He immediately got famous and just ditched MMA, and then he would like come back and dabble in it, but he was never able to reach as high as he could have
because he was trying to get rich.
Yeah, and good for him. He got rich, it also seems like he kind of ruined his whole life getting rich, but I don't know. The
Yeah.
Conor McGregor thing's weird. I think he gets toasted by Michael Chandler.
Yeah, Michael Chandler's been waiting to kill him for months now. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that's all Michael Chandler thinks about every day. Just, I can't
I
wait
think
to
that's the UFC 300 main event, by the way.
I'm in for that. I'll watch that.
Either
So,
that or a Khabib return. So
no, I don't want to see him back. No, stay retired, Khabib.
he's training.
I'm done with you. Pedro's done. So, moving on to the underbelly. So, our boy, our friend of the show, Tommy Tallarico, is back. So, more stories came out about Tommy Boy here. That apparently, I wouldn't say half, like a majority, an alarming majority of the credits that he claims he has, like, I've worked on thousands of video games,
Mm-hmm.
false. So he was basically taking credit for things that his like publishing company, like his music company, Tallarico Productions, like helped produce, but like saying he produced it like himself. And like all these artists are coming out like, yeah, no, he didn't really work on this like at all. So, and yeah, I read this and I was like, how can we just let this fraudulent motherfucker just parade around the game space? Like
Because
you can't do that.
because people can't let go, Pedro. This is what I'm telling you, man. Like, it's the reason Kojima's famous. It's like people can't let go that fucking Tommy Tallarico did a couple things in his
He never
life,
did
and
anything.
he was on G4 TV. Like there you
Yeah.
go. Like it's the same reason fucking Adam Sessler had a fan base to fucking be an asshole to for the last
Yeah.
10 years. Like,
But you notice it's like the people no one liked that like still hang on. Like I'll be honest, I haven't seen any content from Morgan Webb. I don't think she does any content that I'm aware of.
if she did though, people would be fans of like people were legitimately fans of Adam Sessler. He
Yeah.
really did have a huge audience, and
And he was just a giant dick to them.
yeah, he was a piece of shit. And I don't understand why. Like I really would love to just fucking step in a ring with Adam Sessler and just like get a hold of him,
Mm-hmm. I feel like there would be a lot of people who would, but it's one of those weird things. It's just like how, like, I just don't get how these people entertain this stuff in their own heads. Like, oh, I'm gonna take all these credits for these games I didn't work on, but my fucking publishing handle happened to be involved in some capacity, whether they provided equipment or whatever they did. Like, yeah, no, I worked on this, and it's like then people are coming out and refuting your fucking like. How does that look? Like, and this also ties into, speaking of like the gaming space, like the have you gone back to like see what the damage was with Gerard, by the way?
No, I know he got last I saw he got taken out of Sea of Stars, right?
Yeah, he got taken as Sea of Stars. But I had a feeling this would happen, but I was looking at his YouTube channel and he got what I'm now dubbing like the atomic PP whack because so I'm looking at his like last couple videos with him. So it's been what 2 months since this whole thing came out, right?
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. So I'm looking at like just his views. So his Super Mario RPG video got 245 views. Top 10 139. Sonic Superstars 104. Assassin's Creed Black Flag 88. Kirby's Triple Trouble Deluxe 52. Like just a slow, steady, just chunks of views going away. And I think it's like fascinating to see like the relationship that these content creators and guys who do music and shit like that in the game space like have when their relationship with their own fan bases turn negative, like fucking. Because like,
So like
if he's
he
pulling,
knew this was gonna happen though. Like
yeah,
he was on that call
like saying like I'm fucked.
dude, this Carl Jobst guy is still making fucking videos about it.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't like him, dude. Like Like I'm not gonna sit here. I love the title on his most recent video, by the way. Like, all this lawyer doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a hot take, but all right.
Jeez. He's put
Dude,
out an
he
hour and a half video of the completion 11 days ago.
yeah. So think about it. How much money has this fucking dickhead made off Gerard, which is fucked up. Even though Gerard fucked up, I'm just saying, fucked up situation. That's why I don't like Carl jokes. I don't fuck with that. That YouTuber tabloid fucking. Oh, I'm gonna ruin this guy's life and make money on it. Fuck him. Like, that's. I hope you get beat the fuck up in an alley, Carl. But thank you for shed. But thank you for shedding light on this guy fucking up, because I think he fucked up and handled it so shittily. And that I'm out on the completionist, because like, I don't like the way that was handled. But
Something stinks
I
about it, right? Like I
yeah,
think I still
it
think something
stinks.
stinks.
Yeah, I think it stinks. It all stinks. But I don't fuck with dude who's like literally dancing on your grave. Like me, I'm gonna keep making videos and just fucking pounding your name into the mud and fucking doing what he's doing to Billy Mitchell, even though no one likes Billy Mitchell. But still, how many fucking videos are you gonna make about the guy? Like, fuck. You might as well start paying him royalties. Like, fuck, you know what I mean, dude? Like, get my nuts out your mouth, bro.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine somebody made that many negative videos about us? Like, good God, dude.
We'd be fucking fighting them. I'm not gonna sit here and go back. Or like I used to get in like YouTube spats, because I don't know if you remember this, back in the day on YouTube you could like
Response videos. I used to
you
love
can make
response
response
videos.
videos, dude, and people just
Let's
go
bring them
back and
back.
forth with drama. And we used to get really into it,
Yeah.
and it was sweet back in the day, because like I would, you could entertain it for a while,
Yeah.
and
Little
then
YouTube beef.
yeah, a little YouTube beef, and then like sometimes people had beefs going on for like years. A lot of them were console fanboys too. Like I remember like these two guys, I forget their names, but they were these two big black guys sitting in their basement, and they were like they were huge Nintendo fans, and they were just shitting all over people um that were like not fans of Nintendo.
Could you
It's
imagine if there was like could you imagine seeing videos of yourself now of like literally like threatening somebody over console fandom?
oh my god, dude.
Like, dude, I'll beat the fuck out of
So
you,
good.
fucking
Yes,
Xbox
here it is. Here it
fanboy.
is, dude. Super Bros 779. Best of both worlds. Nintendo is king.
Dude, that era of YouTube is so good, because like the response videos, like this is my response to his response to the response, like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So I get why they went away. Like, you don't really see people doing it anymore. I think it'd be really funny to bring back for like a month, like just response videos. This is my response.
This is my response.
Good times, good times. And then like so many of these small YouTube channels would have these like dumb beefs. Like, I remember there was like the big issue. I forget, somebody had a big issue with the Game Chasers. There was like this big beef. I can't remember it. Fuck. But then I'm trying to think of any other ones I know of. That's the biggest one I can think of. Or remember that time where like, remember the Fine Bros? How they like patented like React videos or
Oh
tried.
yeah. They tried to. Yeah. And then they were like, oh no, we
Motherfucker.
fucked up.
Yeah, you did. You can't patent people reacting to things. Like, you can't. It's so funny how like young of a platform YouTube is, where like you can see these fuck ups happen like organically. Like, or I think what's another famous YouTube fuck? Remember Logan Paul
I mean,
and the Suicide Forest? Like,
oh yeah. I've talked about this before, where like I don't think he like with Logan Paul. I think what this was like he was just an idiot, and he didn't realize how
yeah, I don't think
disrespectful it was.
I don't think he knew that. Like, I don't think he did it on. Well, like, I don't think he did it on purpose to be a disrespectful fuck. I agree with you. I think
Yeah,
he's just a moron. But how negative that was, and people were like snapping the fuck out, like, because people were worried like he got YouTube canceled. Like people. So it's like, oh, good times, good fucking times. YouTube was like the wild wild west. I feel like now YouTube's so, I don't know how to word it.
corporatized, dude.
Yeah,
So I'm
like you
telling you,
can't.
it's the death of all good things.
What, YouTube or corporate?
Corporatization of things,
Yeah.
dude. Even like
Yeah.
my job, I used to my job was way better when like before the company started growing, and now it's like, you know, I don't know, just it gets way more corporate, and then things get muddy and things get harder to take care of, and it's just
Mhm. I miss the
it's
free water.
oh yeah, I still get free water at work because
I
instead
know.
of making it now, they buy it for us because it's such a hot environment. So they have like giant pallets of bottled water that come in.
Yeah, I know. I just miss like whenever I'd come to the house, there's always like exponential amounts of water just sitting on the porch because like you guys would get it for free
Yeah, it's good
because it's
times.
not. We were very hydrated those times. Very hydrated.
Fucking through COVID, people stressing out about toilet paper. Not this guy, dude. Not this guy. Toilet paper
Dude,
out the ass.
I remember like when I moved out, I was like when I had to buy my first roll of toilet paper. I was like, shit.
Fuck. Sucks.
It does. It's, like honestly, like like if there was one perk, I feel like I would want the rest of my life is free toilet paper. I feel like that's a good perk. That is,
And
I
paper
don't know.
towels.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anyone, if you're gonna beat a perk like that, but it's obviously like endless money, sure, but like little conveniences in life, that's high up on the list. So, um, I didn't put this onto the underbelly because I forgot, but where where do you stand on emulation?
um, I stand very high on emulation.
Yeah.
I, I, I don't. I mean, here's my thing. Right? Is that is like emulating a retro console taking money from anybody? I don't really think
No,
so.
yeah,
It's
that's
not. Especially if this is the difference between like you playing it and not playing it ever. There's a lot of
yeah,
these games people emulate that are just like they're not taking money from anyone. They were never going to buy these games.
no,
Um, Plus, I think emulation is important. And
yeah,
if we're talking about like emulation as a system to playing old games, even like the big three companies, they use emulation to get the games on their platform. So like, are we talking about? Is your question more towards emulation, or is it piracy?
I would say I guess it's more leaning towards piracy because now the retro gaming space has gotten so out of hand with prices. Like it's a dead horse. I don't want to like sit there and talk about prices all the time, but um, so what a lot of people are doing now is they're just turning like their PCs into just emulation machines. So
Yeah, that's been happening
I
for years.
yeah, so I recently jumped on this train too because like I don't know, at first I was dabbling like I bought all the mini consoles and then modded them so I could play, basically the entire library of that system on that console because like excuse me, it kind of gives me the best of both worlds. I feel like I'm playing on original hardware, but I'm not paying the fucking exorbitant prices of like some of these games command. And so that was cool. But then I got like cumbersome where I'm like, then I gotta fucking like every time I want to add a new game, I gotta go fucking fiddle around with the fucking hack chi. It's just super inconvenient. At that aspect. So I downloaded RetroArch
Makes it super
and
easy.
yeah, and then just started downloading emulators on that on my PC, which not that my PC is like a super beefy PC, but it can emulate any system just fine. Like I just downloaded a PS2 emulator, which I wanted to talk about because my PS2 that I'm staring at right now, I think the laser is going out on it, and a lot of these CD based consoles with moving parts, you're going to start seeing they're going to start breaking because of lasers and all this moving parts stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So and disc rot being a thing where these discs aren't going to last forever. They're just not.
Right.
So I've been emulating stuff, and what I've been doing is I've been buying USB controllers that are like the same system. Like so, right? Like in my hand right now, this is a Turbo Graphics USB controller.
Looks super comfortable to hold.
It's actually not bad. But I've been using that to play like turbo games, and you know what? It's fine. And so I've been playing like East 4, Dawn of East, and I was playing when I sent you that video, the original Legend of Heroes, like just dabbling and shit. But then I downloaded a PS2 emulator, and I was like, oh, because like I was downloading games like I never bought, or you're not gonna find it ever anymore. Like, I didn't know there was a Mobile Suit Gundam fucking RPG on PS2, like MS Saga. I was playing that, and I found that entertaining. Then I played um Grandia 3. I checked that out again, and I still love Grandia 3. Love it. And then I did something that like I laughed about. I downloaded all the dot hack games. I was like, wow, this was this easy the entire time. so so I think ultimately what I'm going to end up doing is getting like maybe, I don't know if there's a way for me to hook up my PC to a CRT or have just an input for a CRT on it. I'm sure there is, but
Yeah.
I I think I would like that original setup at least. So when I
I'm
like,
sure someone on like Reddit or something has like a guide to the most accurate, retro
yeah.
emulation for a CRTV
Mhm.
and whatnot. They definitely make like inputs for, I don't know what kind
Yeah.
of input you have for your retro TV component or composite or whatever,
Well,
but
this TV on this giant HT, I have an HT CRT them that's like right over here that
mhm.
it's got a VGA input on it, so I
Oh,
think
there
I
you go.
could,
You're golden.
yeah, so I think I could just find a VGA connector and just connect my PC to it, cuz I think that would be sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
um
golden.
yeah. But I also find with emulation that there's too much not accessibility, but too many options. So I feel like I'm never going to actually finish anything on emulation.
That's how I feel about Game Pass a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like it feels like Game Pass.
Yeah. Um, but so that's how I get when I get excited about something and then not excited to do something, right? Like I'll get excited about like setting up an emulator, but the reason I was excited was not because I wanted to play a specific game. It was because I wanted to set up the emulator and have this cool like thing. If
Yeah.
I'm excited to play a specific game, like say I was like, man, I really want to play fucking Chrono Trigger, then I'll play through it because I set the emulator up to get to Chrono Trigger
Yeah,
as the
yeah,
goal,
yeah.
But like if I'm just like into like it's the same way I fucked with Skyrim for years. I wasn't
Mhm.
excited to play Skyrim. I was excited to mod Skyrim. And then like the game became modding Skyrim and adding things, and then I would play Skyrim for 5 minutes and be like, what can I do else to this game? And like not actually play the game ever.
Mm,
Um, so it's kind of the same situation there where yeah, I've been in those shoes too, where like I'll fucking make a huge emulation library and
yeah,
never play a single one of those fucking games because what I
yeah,
really wanted was a really cool huge emulation library, you know.
yeah.
So
That's I'm finding that same thing where like I found like this database on Reddit that was like real cool for finding ROMs. So I'm like just like I find myself just like experimenting with certain games, like checking it out. Maybe I'll play like an hour or two of it and then pop out.
mhm.
But I don't know. I think what I'm eventually gonna do is buy like a mini PC and just have that be the emulation station where everything's on it, and then be done with it.
Why mini PC?
I just think because then it'll just be out of the way. Because I don't know, because I like the emulators on my main PC, but I don't know. I just feel like I want to be able to like have it plugged into my TV over there when I sit on my couch and just boom, I got my emulators all there.
Why don't you just
Where
do a
I don't
Steam
want to.
Deck?
Can you run emulators on the Steam Deck?
Yeah, it's like famous for emulators, dude. You
Oh,
can emulate the Switch on a Steam Deck.
yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, the Steam Deck's like huge for emulation.
Oh yeah, I could do that. That might be the move.
And
Yeah,
get a Steam Deck dock, and you're good to go.
I may have to look into that. That
Yeah,
sounds about.
I think you can take it with you if you want.
Yeah. See, that would be nice to have all those emulators at my fingertips when I'm on the road. Because
Yeah,
I really don't take my Switch out when I travel. I don't really bring my Switch.
no reason to anyway.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I'm not a real big. I notice I'm not a big handheld gamer anymore. Not a big handheld guy.
You know how I am when I'm streaming.
Mm.
Like I was playing on my breaks at work. I was playing fucking Yakuza 7. I boot up Game Pass cloud gaming on the Wi-Fi and just go to town, and it works great.
Do you still use your Razer Ishii or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good investment. That was a good recommendation you made for us.
Yeah, I like that. I like that little controller a lot.
Yeah, it does wonders. Because I think I played most of Gears of War Judgment on my phone.
Yeah, and I can Steam Link, and I play that on my phone, and I can
Oh, dude, I
do
forgot about the
PS.
Steam Link.
and PS5 remote play. So like, dude, there's like a ton of possibilities you can do on your phone.
Mm.
And that's how I get a lot of my mobile gaming.
That's interesting. All right.
Because I'll be honest, I find the Switch, like, except for the exclusives, completely obsolete. There's nothing I need on the Switch, like as far as portability goes. I can play my PS5 anywhere I have service. I can play my PS5 over 4G. It works fine.
Do you still now? Do you have the backbone for that, or do you use the EC thing?
I use the Kishi. I have a third party app that you can use with the called PS Play.
I didn't know. Okay.
That you don't need the backbone for. Yeah,
Hmm. You don't burn? Do you not burn through data anymore?
I'm on Wi-Fi almost all the time.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I stopped getting the emails about, "Hey Seth, you're at your data limit." I used to giggle at that all the time because it was always only you.
Yeah, yeah, be at work like browsing TikTok videos or something.
Yeah, because I don't know if me or Caitlin even reach our data limits like ever.
No, I don't think any of us do anymore because we're all on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Since I live in Philly, I'm on Wi-Fi literally at all times. Like, because when I walk outside, it just connects to the city Wi-Fi.
My God, you walk outside in
Yeah.
Philly? Are you
Yeah.
like?
It's
How many
mhm.
times have you gotten mugged so far?
None. No
Okay.
muggings. But I do always get asked for money when I go to the grocery store, which is really annoying.
So like statistically, you're about due.
Yeah. I don't. I wouldn't recommend mugging me. I'm a pretty large man. Like I would, and I will tussle. So
I will tussle. Like it's going down. You're gonna get at least a couple shots in there, huh?
yeah, nah. Like I'm not. You're not just about to fucking nah. But yeah, I will say the most annoying thing about Philadelphia is definitely all the homeless people. And so, like, I go to ShopRite yesterday, and I'm literally going in just because I want to buy Gatorades or Powerades, and I needed meat for my freezer. So I'm going in, and some lady, like, not, I get it. Sometimes, I've been there. You're down on your luck. I get it. Shit sucks. But don't also then have like a sign like, "Help! I'm addicted to drugs. Please give me money for food." I'm not giving you money. A, because you're not going to go get food, and B, like, people I don't think realize like how annoying it is when people ask them for money.
I think they just don't care at that point, right?
Yeah,
Like
that too.
they've worn out their shame to the point where like it's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, yeah. They're sitting outside the grocery. Hey, can you give me some money so I can go get some food? And I just go, no. I don't even say sorry. I go, no,
Yeah.
because like, fuck, dude. Like, it's just, and then they'll get mad at you that they're like, oh, you got money for food. I'm like, yeah, because I'm going to buy groceries because I have a job. Like, that's kind of how it works.
Fuck, dude. Hey, like, what the fuck is with homeless people in the north? Take a bus ticket down south to like Atlanta where it doesn't get sub-zero, dude. Come on, like
Yeah, I don't know. I generally like that's the number one thing I hate about major cities is homeless people. And maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but like homeless people generally annoy me just because like I get because I don't know, man. Like I just there's
it's not
always like
like
a
they're
reason.
it's not like their status of being a homeless person annoys you. It's the fact that they're intruding on your
Yeah,
day that annoys you.
yeah,
Yes, I understand.
yeah, and it's just like the most like I get it. Like sometimes I feel for them. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're in a tough spot. But then like a lot of the times, if you do some digging, like oh, they used to have a home and then they wore out their welcome and wouldn't stop doing whatever they were doing, and people don't want you. There's a reason people don't want you around.
Yeah.
Like nobody chooses to become homeless. Like you just well, unless you're a fucking TikTok influencer these days. You ever seen these fucking guys who are like, oh, I live in my car? No, you're homeless. Shut up. I hate that. I literally hate these people. Look at
Yeah.
my look at my car setup. It's called being homeless. That's homelessness. But yeah, yeah, it's not like these people chose homelessness. Usually, it's like a drug addiction issue, and then they do a bunch of couch surfing, and finally, like fun fact: most people don't react well to like junkies in their house.
Yeah.
Whereas like, yeah, dude, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you doing drugs. And then, oh shit, I'm homeless now, and here we are. So, like, it's just I don't know. They just annoy me with that
No,
shit.
I totally understand it. And especially drug addicts. They fucking piss me off.
Yes. Last thing of the underbelly. So, and I feel like I know you've had this experience directly. and I think I labeled it the Fallen Soldiers. You ever been just looking at your game collection, because this happened to me today, and you're looking for a game, and then you're like, wait, where the fuck is it? And it's just poof, gone into the ether. So I'm looking at my PS5 collection, right? Because before I was gonna play Witcher, I was gonna play Demon Souls. I wanted to finally finish the Demon Soul remake.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at my PS5 section of my collection, no fucking Demon Souls. Don't know where the fuck it is. It's gone. Poof. Goodbye.
On PS3?
PS5.
Oh, I'm sorry, PS5.
Yeah, it's gone. Don't know where it is.
Are you
No
sure
idea.
you got it? Are you sure you got it physically?
Yeah, I bought it with my. I bought my PS5 at launch with Demon Souls, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Well, your fucking ex-girlfriend probably sold it.
Why would she sell Demon Souls of all things?
I don't know.
That would. That's why I don't think like. I thought of that immediately. Oh, that bitch. I'm like, no way. Like, why would that doesn't make any sense? But there's other things missing out of my collection. My Mario 35th anniversary edition missing. Don't know where it is.
Isn't that worth a lot of money?
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably sold that.
There's no way she would have known that. But like,
she called
then,
Darren Keithley and said, "Hey, I need you to praise this collection."
But no, the rabbit hole goes deeper. My Panzer Dragoon remake. I have the Saturn case, or I bought the Saturn case.
Mm-hmm.
Missing.
I don't know, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm just like looking at all these fallen soldiers. I'm like, what happened? Where'd these games go? Another game I'm missing. Remember when I was with you and I bought Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon? No. Well, we were together at Cartridges Galore. It was that random day we went.
Okay.
So I can't missing.
I don't know. I haven't had this happen to me in a while. What normally happens to me is I will buy random games because I think I don't have them. And then it turns out I've already done that. And I'll end up with like two. Dude, I have like 4 copies of Final Fantasy 13 too.
Why?
We've talked about this because I just bought it. I mean, is it? It might be Lightning Returns.
I think it's Lightning Returns.
No, I have 2 copies of Lightning Returns and 3 copies of 13 too. No, 4. I have the collector's edition on Xbox 360. Yeah, that's what happens to me. So like, because I have so many video games, I don't have like I forget how many I have, and there's a lot of them that I bought just for the collection. I never even played them, right? So
yeah,
I forget that I have them. So, and I'll be like, I'll see it out and be like, oh, I really wanted to play fucking, Bulletstorm one day. I'll grab it. So, I have it when I want to play it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, another fallen soldier. Now that I'm realizing it, my Wii. I had a black Wii with the GameCube inputs missing. Don't know what happened to it. Gone. Poof. So I'm just like, and this isn't the first time this has happened to me. Even as a kid, like games would just go missing. Just don't know. Like,
well, I don't know, Peter. You were in like a massive move limbo spot for a year, and you've been moving once a year for the last 5 years. Sometimes multiple times a year when you and your ex-girlfriend couldn't figure it out. So you're moving back and forth from Muncie to bumfuck nowhere, and you took some hard hits. Yeah,
but I was like, as a gamer, how am I losing games? Like, what the fuck? Where are they going?
I don't know, buddy.
And I went and looked at my closet. I'm like, oh, maybe it's in the closet. No, just not there.
You also do this thing like every 2 years where you're like, I'm done collecting games. I'm seriously done. It's time to move on. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, no, I do I go through this phase where I'm over it. But I think of this, I haven't really collected anything in a while. I just kind of been like, I'll add something like a new game, but as far as like finding like old games, I haven't done it in a while.
I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I got my PS1 collection to the stable spot right here.
Yeah,
10 years ago. And I was like, I'm done. It's not a massive PS1 collection. It's just
no, but
the
it's a good one.
RPGs that I care about.
You should do a video about your PS1 collection. It's time.
It's time. There's like, what would I say about it? I mean, these are the games that I care about. I
Yeah, but
hunted them down.
you have memories with all of them.
Yeah, I
What
do.
like what happened to what was your old channel? Circle over Square or something shit like I can't remember the
It was
name of it.
originally JS Fights, and then I rebranded Circle Square Gaming because JS Fights is such a lame fucking name.
Beautiful.
I originally started that because my buddy Cody, who I don't think you ever met, he's a hulking motherfucker.
I don't know.
Um, had a Matt. His family was huge into wrestling,
Yeah.
and he was like a collegiate wrestler. But in high school, he had a mat room in his loft. You go to his loft, and it was just a wrestling mat.
He had a loft. Was he rich?
Yeah, they were pretty wealthy. So the whole upstairs of his house was a wrestling area where
That's
he would just
awesome.
train and work out and wrestle people. Well, in high school, we went to Dick's Sporting Goods one day, like 6 of us, and we bought MMA gloves, and
Is
we
this
would
where
go
the
up
famous
there.
photo came from?
No, no, that was unrelated to that. We would go up there and we would just fucking have straight up mixed martial arts fights. So I was recording them and uploading them originally to JS Fights in high school, and so I had that YouTube channel. And then after high school, or maybe I think it was after high school, is when I started doing the gaming stuff, and that's how it carried over.
Ah.
Yeah,
So
pretty.
you're originally Fight Club.
Yeah, it was like Jersey Shore Fight Club.
And I like that everyone's respecting the rule about not talking about it. That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, but
Those videos are long gone, completely erased from the internet.
Yeah.
Right before the internet footprint was a thing, right before
Mhm.
smartphones.
Yeah. It's good stuff. No, I think, but I remember your old PS1 videos where you talk about RPGs. Bring them back.
I would
Bring
like
one
to,
back.
but
Bring
you
one
know
back.
what? Like I barely get this podcast out. You know that. I fucking hate
Yeah.
editing.
Yes.
It's the number one thing I despise in this world. If like, I swear to God, Pedro, like if people were like, once a week you could stick your hand in this vat of acid and you wouldn't have to edit a podcast, I'd be like, yes, I'll do it.
Uh,
That's why you
yeah.
and fucking Watson are like, oh, let's bring back 2 beers and a whiskey, man. And don't get me wrong, I would love to sit there and record 2 beers and a whiskey with you guys. I don't want to fucking edit the show. All right. I don't want to
I
spend
don't.
all this time and energy editing a show for Watson to sit down and be like, what do you guys want to talk about this week? Fucking slap the shit out of that little man.
I mean, you're not wrong because like I've never edited anything to save my life. Like I was fucking around with the one editor the other day, but yeah, I don't know if I don't even know the first thing about editing a podcast besides editing like I don't know what you even edit out of a podcast or just make sure it doesn't sound like shit. Like I don't really know what you do, but yeah.
Well, like a lot of it's like splicing and like combining audio tracks and like I got to rip the audio out to put it on Podbean and stuff like that. Like a lot of, and then like especially with me and you for some reason, like I feel like every third podcast gets fucked up in some way. So there's that. It's a lot better now that you have internet. But like when we first started doing the show
Oh,
and
they're
you were
brutal.
at Adams and like you were on your laptop or whatever, and like the
It
video
was
was getting
horrible.
desynced. That's why like all those podcasts got like ended up getting fucking piled up and lost because I was like, I can't fucking handle this. Fuck it. I hated it, dude.
I bet. No, I hated that setup recording too. So yeah, and I like the having my PC and we're good.
Yeah.
Because this is way easier. I like Zencaster though. I do enjoy Zencaster. I need to play around with it more. I've never really like gotten in to see like what you can really do on Zencaster because like I think every major podcast I listen to uses Zencaster. I think
It takes a lot of the pain out.
yeah. So anything in closing, buddy? I don't really like I put myself on the misconduct list, but I think I kind of talked about it. Like the reason why I put myself on it was A, losing games, and B, sleeping on The Witcher. But as far as like gaming sins, like we We gave Square a yellow card for the book thing because I think that's just mm, don't know if I like that, but yeah, it is what it is. But here's one. Amazon, by the way. You see that shit they're pulling with Prime Video?
They're adding advertisements.
Yeah, they're gonna make you pay extra for no ads. I was like, fuck.
I don't watch Prime Video anyway, thankfully. So
I watch some shows. Like I like The Man in the High Castle, and I've been watching a little bit of The Expanse. But I'm like, damn it, Amazon! Like I spend enough money here. Like, do I really have to spend more money for no ads? Really?
Hmm.
Like you already get my $100 a year. What more do you want, Jeff? I own a fucking Amazon TV, Jeff. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
they're all doing it, Pedro. We're the streaming days. We got a good decade, right? We got a good decade, and it's over now.
Streaming's out of hand. There's too many streaming platforms. Too many.
Yes.
It's worse than cable. I kind of
collapsing.
Yeah, I kind of wish I just went back to cable and just had one cable thing and be done with it, because I feel like there's too much. Because I had to consolidate streaming services again because I found out, not found out, but I looked at what I was paying for. So I'm paying for Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN,
Yep.
HBO Max, Crunchyroll, Prime Video. It's just too much.
Yep.
I'm willing to pay somebody $100 a year, or not a month, because that's too much. But maybe I'd willingly pay like $30 a month. Give me all my streaming platforms on just one service. Something.
Yeah, these corporations got to start realizing the reason people do them dirty is because they make things insanely expensive or hard to get. Anime is especially this way. The anime piracy community actually went downhill. Anime piracy was the way to watch anime for a decade, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was watching Kiss Anime and 9 Anime, whatever. Almost no one bought anime because it was so outrageously expensive to actually pay for it. And then finally, Funimation and Crunchyroll came out, and they started getting people a good service. And then it's they start splitting off into all these different places, and now Crunchyroll is bought by Sony, and Funimation's also bought by them, and both their apps are terrible and stuff. And people are gonna start going back to pirating anime. They're gonna start going back to pirating movies and TV shows, and fuck it, dude. Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. They brought it on themselves,
Yeah, because fuck, dude, the fucking street, it's too much. And then on top of that, it gets. I mean, this is definitely some first world problem shit. But then if you pay for Xbox Live for the year and PS Plus for the year, and so fuck, dude.
Yeah,
it's too much. Too much.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Because
installing Persona 3 Reload.
Are you pre-installing it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I might do that too. Because that might be what my Friday night consists of.
I think I'm gonna buy an Xbox Series S.
Yo, if you do, let me I would love to have your thoughts on it, because I've been eyeballing it, but I'm and this is stupid because I haven't bought an Xbox game in literally years because of Game Pass. Mm-hmm. So I'm is a Series S the way I want to go? When I play an exclusive, say if I sit down and play Starfield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or that's a bad example. Say if I sit down and play Hellblade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna feel like I'm not getting the best experience because it's a less powerful system?
So here's why I want to get one, is because I have been searching for the best, most convenient way to get Game Pass on my TV without buying an Xbox. And it comes down to an Android TV box, which has shitty Bluetooth connections.
Yeah.
A Chromecast, not Chromecast. Yeah, you do Chromecast, but that's really choppy and doesn't work well either. Connecting your phone directly via an HDMI cable, but that kind of sucks as well. You don't want to do that, right? And there's no real good option. And Microsoft has been toying with releasing the streaming device just for Game Pass, but at this point I've been waiting for years, and the Series S is so cheap.
Yeah.
So I might as well just buy one. That's it. because you can also get, there was another one that's like a Razer product or something like that, that
Yeah,
like they made like a streaming device, and it's just like I'm just
yeah.
gonna get like an Xbox Series S to play Game Pass on, I think. Because dude, I don't know, have you fucked with like Game Pass streaming at all?
Only on my phone.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. If you have a
Yeah,
stable connection, it's all you
yeah,
need. I have it on my Steam Deck, and it's like top tier.
yeah. Because are you running gigabit internet? That's what I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like all my consoles I have hardwired in anyway. Like I don't fuck around with wireless.
Yeah, I'm super stoked too, because I just tonight got a hold of Xfinity, and I was like, "Do you guys have like a new modem router that has like a Wi-Fi 6 or something that's like mine's like really old?" And yeah, they're sending me a brand new one that has like, it's like the newest model, has way faster speeds, and I'm
Yeah.
able to send my old one back to them. So I'm super stoked about that. So
Yeah, I picked. Well, yeah, when I got my router, I have this like nice white tower one they gave me, which is cool.
yeah,
Um, and it gets X6 and all that, and like my speeds are nuts. It's great.
yeah.
So I'm glad that I'm glad that Xfinity has good internet at home because I remember when I moved to Muncie, when I got Xfinity for the first time, I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I can't deal with fuck. That's one thing I can't deal with is shit internet. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, having shit internet sucks.
Yeah, Dad just got Starlink. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if I told you
remember
this or not.
yeah, we're over there.
And it's dope. Oh yeah, you were there when he was talking about it.
Yeah,
It's working really well for him. He's able to watch all streaming and whatnot, and like that's a game changer, dude. Because the biggest reason I wanted to get away from like Dad's place was because I couldn't get solid internet,
yeah,
and the only options were like dial up,
yeah,
DSL, and
yep,
satellite, and the two are slow as fuck. And satellite has like a terrible response speed, the ping,
yeah.
right? You can't do
Mhm.
anything on satellite. But with the Starlink, the low orbiting satellites, it's just fast enough that everything works fine,
Yeah,
and it's like, damn,
yeah.
that's a game changer.
Oh yeah, because now you could be literally in the middle of the woods around nobody, and it's beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah. Now your dad's got a good compound. I like out there. I like what he's doing with the place.
yes.
Yeah.
He's renovating the basement into like a bar.
Why is he
So
making all these renovations now? Like when it's just him? Out of curiosity.
he's got money now. He dad became like massively successful in the last 5 years financially. So like he was struggling his whole life, like just busting his ass, dude, as a blue collar worker. And then finally he like broke through that wall, and now he makes a lot of money. So he's like doing all the things that he's always wanted to do, like get an
That's fair.
RV and, like travel around the country and like finish the house the way he wanted it and stuff like that. So
That's fair. That's a good
yeah,
man move to make.
yeah.
Yeah.
Denny Slakehouse, legend.
Yeah. We should get clear. Shout out to Denny Slakehouse.
Yeah,
Fucking
Denny
legend.
Slakehouse.
Don't be on crutches around him because he will call you a pussy. But yeah, so good stuff. Well, sir, it's been a good show. Anything in closing you got to get off your chest? Any musings?
No,
No.
excited to play Persona 3 tonight.
Yeah, you're
Haven't
gonna play.
played
You're
it.
gonna stay. Are you staying up all night? You're pulling an all nighter tonight?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I go to Disney World tomorrow night.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so
How long are you gonna
we're
be at Disney?
a week. We're leaving at midnight, and so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You should probably sleep at some point there, like in that window. I'd recommend sleeping
Maybe.
because what you don't want to do is you don't want to have been up for 28 hours straight and be then on the road. That'll be not fun.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You know
Yeah,
how I am with my sleep.
yeah. We got to fix this. we because I gotta keep telling you, I keep now every time I picture I'll ask you, was the last time you slept? Because like I feel like sometimes when we've hung out, you've been like painstakingly exhausted, and I just no can't do it. Couldn't be me.
Gotta make sacrifices.
When are we going to see Advent Children? By the way, I know you had mentioned you got us tickets, and I can't
I
remember
think
when the date was.
I think it's the 25th.
Okay,
I have to make sure I take off work for it.
gotcha. Yeah, I figured it wasn't anytime soon if you're going to Disney. So
21st. 21st.
yeah, outstanding.
Yep.
Can't wait for that. And then we're going to Sacred 300, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, which we still got to find a hotel. So I will, while you're away at Disney, I will um look at the hotel situation. Because do you want to like, is the plan for us to stay in the city? Is that what you would like to do?
I don't care. I I don't know when Sacred 300 is gonna be gone. I can probably drive back. I just didn't want to, like.
I mean, yeah,
So that was the thing. I'm assuming Sacred 300 is probably gonna be over around midnight. After all is said and done, and then
yeah. Nah, you think it'll run that late? I don't know. We'll have to look at because I think I remember them saying it'll be done by 10, but I could be wrong by that.
yeah.
So we'll
I
play it
tried
by
to
ear.
get I tried to get VIP tickets, by the way, and they were sold out in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So I
damn
couldn't get them. I had to get us normal person tickets.
normies. That's gonna be a fun show. I'm excited about that.
Yep.
But there is a place called Mitsuo Marketplace I would like us to go to at some point in that trip because I think you'd like it there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Jersey though. So yeah. All right. Well, nerds, it's been a good show. It's been a fun show.
That's
But
been a
we
good
got to
fun
let you
show.
go. We got to let you go. You can't have us forever. You get us for like 2 hours every few weeks. And really, you should feel blessed. Like, that's us giving our time to you.
Yeah.
So,
You're
why don't
welcome.
you do us a favor for once, huh? And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Maybe. Show us some love because I feel like we show you love and we're not loved back. And we don't simp here. We're no simping. So, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on X at Alpha Nerds Prime. We're on Facebook as well. Check us out. Interact with us. Talk some shit to us. Tell Seth why he's wrong about Kojima, or tell me why I'm wrong about Kojima. Talk to us. We want to hear from you. Yes, you. Except you, Steve. Fuck off. But everyone else, we want to hear from you. So without any further ado, when in doubt, square up, throw down. Good night.
All right. Get fucked, people.